Well, good morning, everyone. Another great message from Pastor Jeff. I don't know if you saw our social media this week, but he did finish writing his sermon. Great sermon on God blessing us and us blessing God. Beautiful message. And it's a beautiful day here at La Casa de Cristo. You have found yourself in between the before and the after. This is the interlude, and it has been a great summer of multiple mission trips and youth summer trips and everything else. Right now, we've got our team, as you heard Pastor Jeff Ruby state, down in Mexico doing a vacation Bible school. They're also worshiping, where we have Pastor Matt, who's about to give a message down there to some of the congregations. So we're going to go to him briefly for a few minutes and just check in with Pastor Matt. Do we have Pastor Matt? Are you there? Pastor Matt, Pastor Matt, Pastor Matt, can you hear us?
Thumbs up. Thank you so much, Chris. We're down here in Mexico. We got a great mission group coming down here. We're working with the local children, doing a vacation Bible school. We've had so much fun and so many blessings. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for your prayers. Everyone say hi. Hello. Thank you. Back to you, Chris.
Looks like they're having a great time down there, Pastor Matt. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing and leading that team down to Mexico. It's a beautiful place down there in Mazahua Valley, and a lot of the kids really love seeing us come down there and help them out with just a different perspective on Jesus and the gospel from an English perspective. So it's kind of nice. We also this summer had a mission trip go down to Africa, and we have this morning Pastor Garman, who co-led that trip. Come on in here, Pastor Garman. How are you this morning?
It's a good day.
It is a good day. Good,
nice and warm already.
Nice. It is nice and warm already. Boy, it's been a really hot summer, hasn't it?
Well, it's hot. You go down to South Africa. It's wintertime.
That's right. That's right. You led a team down there to South Africa, up in kind of the hinter regions of.
We enjoy going out to the villages. Marasante is the name of the village we went to. It's up by Botswana. So yeah, it's up in the northern parts of South Africa.
What a blessing. We showed some of those photos and video of you guys down there, and the kids just look like they're just having a great time and learning all about Jesus.
Their kids and our kids both. I mean, we had kids ranging from 17 all the way up through, we won't say. and so it was a good mission group and a great environment to have it in.
Well, that is awesome, and what a blessing. Glad you guys could go down there. We're as you know, broaching our 50th year. And
50 years of what?
50 years of not necessarily here, praising Christ, but we started down in humble roots, which
Desert Shadows Elementary School. So September 15th, 1974.
My goodness, that's just 1 year. I was 1 year old at the time.
Hey, there you go. So was I.
So were you. Tell us all just about the beginnings. What called you to start this church? And just for those that are watching, that Pastor Garman is the founding pastor of La Casa de Cristo. So, give us a little. What inspired you? Who told you to do what?
I received a call from the National Lutheran Church. They wanted to start a new mission church in the North Scottsdale area. And I was fresh out of seminary, and so it sounded exciting and different. Little did I know, coming from the beach area of San Diego to Arizona in the summer of '74, that I'd be reaching the temperatures that we reach around here. But during that summer, I went door to door knocking on doors and sort of taking a survey of the area and inviting them to worship.
Now, if someone's coming to my door in the middle of summertime, I mean, that's got to mean something. So, how did you start? Where did you start originally? You said in the elementary school, but was that the original?
Well, the first service was in the music room of Desert Shadows Elementary School. We had a couple interest meetings in my home. We just sat on the floor because I had no furniture in my living room. But that's where we got the first interested people together and sort of organized a little bit of what we might do that first Sunday.
That is amazing. So, from how many people were there the first service? Would you say?
Well, we sort of packed the house.
So did you?
Bethany Lutheran Church in downtown Scottsdale sent out their choir, and
oh my gosh,
which was about 12, 13, 14 people. But all told, we had about 90 people at that first service.
Oh, that's amazing. So, from the very beginning, we've always had a choir.
Oh, well.
Whether it's borrowed or here today.
Or my wife Diane and I singing duet, and she wouldn't have me sing. So
okay,
I mean,
so it was sister.
Yeah.
Good choice. So from the middle school, where did you go from there?
well, we went from the elementary school music room to they had sort of a library area that we used, and then from there we went to the middle school's cafeteria.
Wow.
And in the summertime, they didn't want to cool the cafeteria, so we used their media center in the summertime.
Oh, my gosh.
Back then, they didn't charge us to use the schools like they do now. We gave the teachers a back to school luncheon and did sort of things around, but it was a great situation for us to be in.
A little different time back then.
That was true.
So, schools are so locked down and everything else.
Yes.
But from there, you went to where?
Well, we had our first site at 6140 East Thunderbird Road. We were there, and we built out that site. We were using some of the houses around it and in it, and finally, my wife told me that she never comes late to church. Well, almost never, but she was coming into church, and she saw a car pull into the parking lot and then leave because they couldn't find any parking. And so that's not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
So that's when we started literally talking about relocating up here to 6140, from 6140.
So back then, there on Thunderbird, there was a little cul-de-sac, and we had all the houses back there.
We actually ended up with 5 houses. The cul-de-sac plus one that originally was Pastor Peter's house when we called her, but we had her buy her own house and made that into Sunday school as well. We had classrooms all over the place. We used closets. We used the kitchen. We used every inch, and we just ran out of space.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do. Growing congregation and a growing population here.
Right, we were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure some of the messages were helping out a little bit.
We were gifted with a lot of great people. Yeah. I mean, people with a heart for mission and willing to get down and work and volunteer their time and efforts to make it all work.
There's still a lot of those original folks that are still coming to church today. I mean,
yep, charter members and some of those that were in the school, and obviously down on Thunderbird Road, still hanging out there. I think the charter is still hanging in the entryway in the office of the people that signed the original charters.
It's incredible. From there, we moved up here.
Yes.
And we got this nice plot of land. How did that all work out from scoping out where we needed to go, and how that worked out?
Well, there was a man named Chauncey who bought this land, and there's a big story behind that, but that's all right. And
now Chauncey's a big name around here. I mean,
right.
The street's named after him, big Arabian horse guy.
Right. He bought the land originally that went on sale, and it took me about 6 months of conversation with him up at his little ranch, and taking my kid up to ride his Shetland ponies, and Tom and I got to be good friends, and finally he sold us 5 acres at the 10 acres rather, at the unheard of price at $50,000 an acre.
Wow. Well, I mean, especially for up here, it's
yeah. Now it's
a little more expensive now.
So we got 20 usable acres, and we started with the Sanctinasium as the first unit,
which now we call the gathering place.
Correct.
So, we still have worship in there. We have our
contemporary service
in there. So started with the Sanctinasium. So it literally was, I mean, and still is, I mean, a gymnasium.
Yep. You'll see if you look up in the rafters, the thing they haven't taken down are the basketball hoops.
That's right. There's still a few of them that are still there.
There's 2 of them still there.
Now, there's actually like the organ used to be up there in the rafters somewhere.
Yes, if you walk into the gathering place and you look high up on the left-hand side, the pipes of the organ were up there, and down below was a closet, and we'd roll the organ out of the closet and play, and it's why it got the mixed name Sanctinasium. Because
I love it. That's when I started coming, was when we were over there in the Sanctinasium. It was still hardwood floors. Now there's
nice carpet
on it. But yeah, we had Pastor Peters and Pastor Kenneth over there. Sanctuary was built in 2003.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
I think there's a plaque out there.
Okay.
It's the only reason I know.
Okay.
And I've talked to a few of the people here that when you guys were building it, you came and put little luminaries around the outline of the sanctuary and prayed around the land.
That was for a groundbreaking service.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, I see pictures of that, and even though I wasn't here and saw it, I mean, it really evokes some nice feelings and spiritualness. We do a thing every month, the Cristo Connection, where we highlight all this beautiful stained glass in here. What was the inspiration? How do we pick all these particular, the fern and the bulrush, and I mean, some of them are pretty obvious, but some of these obscure ones.
Well, they're all biblical.
Yeah.
We hired an artist, Maureen McGuire, and she gave us a lot of things to choose from, and we had an art committee that worked with her and developed the different feelings and things that we wanted to have happen.
Well, it is amazing. I love them, and there's a little story behind each one about what we have a book actually that we got many copies of. If you'd like to come down to the church and buy one, not a just crude sales pitch, but it's a really nice book. It lays out all the stained glass. A lot of people that contributed to these stained glasses, and I mean it's just they're just beautiful. Tell me about the layout of the sanctuary. As we have the font, the baptismal font right in the middle of the sanctuary. That wasn't by accident or whatever. That was
traditionally the font should be in the back of the church.
Right.
We Lutherans like to have it up at the front of the church so we can watch the little kids and everything get in the baptism. We brought it out there because that baptism is how you enter into the family of God, and so in the midst of the family, we have the baptismal font for that symbolism.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a really nice piece, and I think. You and other pastors have said the brides hate it because it's right in the middle of the walkway.
Right. But they get around it.
They get around it, and it's a nice, you get remember your baptism by dapping a little water on your head, making the sign of the cross. Last little thing, we got a few minutes left here, but tell me about these pipes. I mean, we're here, and the organ's been central to this campus, and I'm sure to the Thunderbird campus as well. But this is one of the largest pipe organs in the state.
I think it might be the largest.
The largest in use church.
In a church.
A lot of stipulations on it,
yes.
but
in use.
But we always had a plan for this because there was always a space, and I guess we have to wrap up. But what a beautiful organ! What a beautiful vision for everything. So
we've been blessed from start to where we are now, and I look forward to see where it goes in the future.
Could you imagine this in 50 years?
I wish I would be able to be here. I don't think so.
Pastor Garman, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for all
you.
your work you did. All right, God bless you. This has been the Interlude. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Interlude. Have a blessed day.